Okay, so not just beginning our day, beginning our year, beginning our sort of entry back into a transition out of winter retreat and into various duties and kind of work modes, projects that always need to be done. And it's always for many people who don't live in a monastery, somehow they think that monasteries magically sort of function on their own and everything is clean and neat and tidy and well maintained just through some of the monk psychic power or something. I don't know. I mean, it takes work. It takes cooperation. It takes kind of a willingness to put attention onto the communal activities that in order to accomplish things, and just learning how to, especially as I say, finishing up 3 months of winter retreat where we've had a lot of solitude and individual practice, and transitioning to more duties and more communal aspects. Is you're learning how to adapt and be flexible and be easy to easy to get along with. I mean, not just interpersonally, but within oneself as well. I mean, we just knowing how to. The mind is always coming up with some reaction, some kind of proliferation, and so, maybe not. It's not taking any of it too seriously, just learning how to kind of adapt according to Dhamma. Last week I had a long chat with Ajahn, and he was telling me that he had been invited to Princess Chulapon. She's the youngest, now the youngest sister of the current king. She was the youngest princess in the royal family, and she's a practitioner. She had a kuti at Ajahn Mahabua's and would go and practice and meditate and train there. And that was quite. I had a lot of faith in Lodam Mahabua and a quite serious practitioner. So. And she was asking him questions on Dhamma, then a bit of a lull, I imagine. Jayasara said, how about if I ask you a question? And he said, you lived with, close to Lodam Mahabua for a long time, and he was a treasured mentor of yours. And, what teaching? It's just sort of off the top of your head. What teaching was it that sticks with you, or that really stands out? What comes to mind? And he said, well, what comes to mind right now is the time when he pointed to we were just sitting underneath the sala, the kuti, and just open air more or less, and pointing out over to one of the big trees that were there, and then pointing to a big clump of bamboo, and he said, just pointing out there's these different. There's that bamboo. There's that big tree, and if there's ever a really big storm come through, then it's usually that big tree that loses branches. It's usually that big tree that breaks because it's not very flexible. It's not, and so the bamboo always will move and sway, and it's not going to be broken easily. So that's what we have to do in practice. Don't try to be too big, too tough, too rigid. Learn how to be flexible. Learn how to adapt to the circumstances that one is in. That's much more the wiser course. She said that's always stuck with me. So that's pass that on.